Hi, hello, my name is Cher. Welcome and welcome back. I am going to be bookbinding in today's video. I have done some bookbinding content on my channel before in small snippets and artist vlogs, but I'm dedicating a whole video to it this time because I am making gifts for my siblings. I've been meaning to make them books ever since I learned how to make books, and two of my sisters gave birth this year, so I figured it'd be a nice gift for them. And I'm also going to be making a small book for my niece who is 2 years old and could appreciate a book a little bit, unlike my newborn two nephews who are not really doing much of anything yet. And my other sister, who has no kids, she is a huge book nerd like myself, and when she learned that I was taking a book arts class, she properly freaked out and told me how jealous she was. So I owe her a book too. Without further ado, let's get into the process.
Do you think this is a game? Do you think these chains take away my say in things?
She doesn't have much agency here. Would we have trusted her if the roles were reversed? I don't know. How about we be silence? She remains motionless for a long moment, her twitching eye the only movement in the room, until at last it stops in an unsettling half-wink. Her reward. Stop reading into things. The danger has passed. You can relax.
I'm on Team Reward. I'm not on Team Take the decapitated head of the princess with me. That's weird.
When you have an eternity of bliss right in front of you. You goddamn spiteful bastard. Are you really going to turn down immortality itself just to make me lose?
Maybe.
Why should it matter if we die at this point? Haven't you already gotten what you want? I don't have to answer that. That's all we needed to hear. I like that just fine.
The hell are you doing here?
It's not wrong. Sentimentality won't help us here. We need scientific rigor.
Okay. So you'd still turn around and leave? That's a good choice. Yeah.
Yes. This isn't the same path in the woods you're used to. That means that what's that supposed to mean? It means exactly what I said. Don't that supposed to mean? Forget I said anything in front of us.
Fair.
Okay, but we should care about the fate of the world.
Yeah, we should.
Why? Because...
So I cut down all of the cover pieces that I want to use. I decided on black because for my book arts final last semester, I used a black Stonehenge paper for the cover and then a cream washi paper on the inside. I'm forgetting the name of it, and I really love the way it looked. I'm not going to be using that paper combination right now. I'm just more riffing off of the visual aesthetic that it provided. Those two papers are kind of expensive, and I don't have them on me right now. So instead, I'm using this kind of craft rigid paper, and then I'm just going to use regular Strathmore drawing paper on the inside. I'm making 3 books for my 3 older siblings, but since I have enough paper, I also want to make a book for my niece who is 2 years old. She's not going to be doing a lot of writing in it, but hopefully she'll use it to draw or to mess around with. Really, I just want to give her something to have and to play with. And my older siblings, I imagine they'll be using them as journals. One of them, I hope that she uses it as a gardening journal or some kind of way to keep track of how she, tends to her garden. She and her boyfriend, have this luscious garden right outside their house. And I want to give her, and also my other sister who just had a baby, a gift that focuses more on themselves rather than their kids. Obviously, them being mothers is a massive part of their lives, but I also think it's important that they are recognized as the individuals they are before and during motherhood. So hopefully they will put these gifts to use. And my other sibling, who is not a parent, I also want to make her a book because she is a book nerd like me, and I think she'll really enjoy a handmade item, a handmade book. So very excited for this process. I have to cut down the inside paper now, and then we'll get to binding, maybe? We'll see.
Don't like being here unarmed after what happened last time. I feel so exposed. She doesn't seem fully there. I'm not sure she's even capable of being upset.
Maybe not.
Rising waters. her wrist still bound to the wall by a heavy chain.
When I started this book, I first needed to figure out the grain of my paper. So in these clips, you'll see me bending the paper in different directions, trying to see where it resists. When the paper doesn't resist me, then I know that I've found the grain. And you always want the grain to be parallel to the spine of the book. And it really is just for the longevity of the book's life. Over time, if the grain goes the wrong direction, the book will actually curl because it's facing the wrong way. The paper knows exactly how it's meant to be, so it's a process of working with the paper to do what I want it to do.
Are you listening to us? Do I need to explain to you why decapitation is legal? The door to your bountiful reward is right in front of you. All you have to do is open it.
Well, time for that reward!
Not a word is spoken between you and the princess as you exchange blows in the dark. The glint of bloody claws and fangs, the flash of wet steel. In the pit, all of your senses are heightened, each injury stinging like a chorus of insects. And
am I free, they ask? Oh. Well, interesting. As the clash between you and Bates, you begin to shake, your will rapidly dissolving.
Everything that is exists only in those.
so, yeah, of course. The interior of the cabin is, well, it's a cabin, yeah? There isn't much here, just a table and a knife and a door. And some windows.
And infinite writhing bodies outside the window.
But if things go south, we're going to need that blade.
Did anyone else make it to the cabin?
It's just us. I think the rest of them are still out there, jumbled up in the rest of her.
Fair enough. It's quite a tangle out there. Is the narrator really gone?
It's dead silent in here. Whatever it was that was left of him, I don't...
It is the next day, and I am about to start actually binding the books. Yesterday was all prep, and I was going to try and do it all in one day and decided I didn't want to. So today I'm going to be marking out where I'm going to be stabbing into the paper. I'm doing a stab binding, just a standard. I think I'm just going to do 3 or 4 holes. A very simple binding technique. I will try and remember to link the video that I learned it from other than the class that I took. So I will link that. And yeah, this is not too complicated of a process. It's pretty easy. I'm just going to throw some YouTube on and get going. Binding this book was truly a workout for me. It's not typically this hard, but I don't have all of the correct materials for bookbinding on me at the moment. So making the holes specifically in a Japanese stab bound book is particularly difficult because there's so much paper to go through, whereas in other books you're only going through 3 sheets of paper at a time. So I don't have everything on me, so I was kind of making do with what I had, but luckily I managed to make it work. unfortunately, you'll see that I broke multiple needles throughout this whole process. And I'm lucky I didn't break all of the needles I have, because I only have 5. Well, now I only have 3, but yeah, it was quite the process.
I just like it. Yeah, that's not new anymore. I guess that's oh,
You're supposed to be for leather. What the freak?
Still feels new.
I don't know how long it's been, but my fingers are killing and my body aches. There's a heat wave going on. I'm sweating profusely, actually. And I didn't think that bookbinding would be such a workout, but here we are. And I already worked out today. So I got 2 workouts in one day. Got my legs, got my arms. But I finished binding all of the books. I broke 2. I only got 1 on camera, but I broke 2 needles in the process. So I'm just going to be buying a large pack of needles from somewhere, probably Amazon, just because I know breaking needles is very common in like these kinds of crafts. But this is the first time I used this needle and it broke. So maybe I'll look into a different brand, or maybe the paper was just too thick. You know, each hole I go through 3 times when doing this binding, so maybe it just was too much. This is pre-waxed thread, so it's a little bit thicker. I don't know. It's probably a combination of things. But I made it through, and I'm going to take a lunch break before I do the title pages and the colophon, and then we'll be done. I have been turning off the AC and fans every time I record audio just for your sake. Well, really for my sake, for the audio quality, so I'm not annoyed. So be grateful, and also ignore the fact if I'm shiny, okay? That's just how it is. Anyways, I did some sketching yesterday when trying to figure out what I wanted to put on the covers. I didn't want to just put my siblings' names on the covers. They can add that to the interior. I wanted to put a space for like this book belongs to, but years ago my siblings had this idea of us and our mother to get a matching tattoo, but we wanted to try and do something simple since all of us have very different styles. 3 of the 4 of us have tattoos of our own, and they're all very different. So it came down to like doing vague shapes and like filling in, you know, a different shape for like which sibling and what order we are. A lot of siblings have a tattoo of this nature, so it's not an original idea by any means, but it's a good idea. So I was thinking of doing the same thing on the cover of these books to kind of denote that this one is for my oldest sibling, so she's the first circle. And then this one is for my second oldest sibling, so she's the second circle, and so on and so forth. And I kind of just want to finalize this, and then I'm just going to go in with Posca and do it on the cover. Obviously using pencil and a ruler to trace it out so I don't mess it up. These are the designs I kind of showed myself messing with. Trying to figure out like different ways to denote different siblings. And then I drew out like a bunch of circles, and I might mess around with those, but yeah. Almost there.
Eyes like this, wide-eyed, and Shrimp, his head is like a lot bigger. This is another one. I showed this already, but I'll show you again. This is them together, so you can see the size difference of these ridiculous creatures. Okay, maybe we put like a little picture frame right here or something. Colors. I'm so excited, I'm finally here to sit.
You break it, we take it.
Trade in any phone, any condition, and get a new iPhone 15 with tons of storage on us. Only on Verizon.
Sunny went to the vet. Sorry, when Shrimp got neutered, I mean. When he came back, Sunny was scared of him because he smelled different, and it took her like a day to get used to his scent again. And that he lives in the house.
Yes! Thank God I was able to finish this project. I am so happy with how these came out. I think they are absolutely adorable. I think the fact that they match is incredible, and obviously they match because I used all the same materials, but I think overall they make them so much nicer looking, and I kind of wish they all would stay together, but they're going to be mailed out to different parts of the continental US to my siblings. And yeah, I think they turned out great. I am also very excited about the book that I made for my niece. I'm not going to flip it over because I wrote her name on the front, and you guys don't need to know her name, to be entirely honest. But I think that this book is specifically fun just because of how much thicker it is than the other ones. Just because the paper is thicker, it's a multimedia paper. And yeah, my choice about the cover for each of my siblings I think is also fun. I put a spot on the inner cover for them to write their names if they so chose. One of my siblings, I kind of hope she uses it for her and her boyfriend's garden, so maybe both of their names can go there. I just wanted to kind of let them do most of the customization. That's why the design is so pared back. I wanted them to be able to add to it as much as they wanted. But yeah, I think this project went really well. I hope to do more bookbinding on this channel, and I need to buy more needles. At the rate I was going, I would have broken a needle per book, and then I would have broken 4 needles and only had 1 left. And that would have sucked. So I'm going to buy a large value pack like every other normal person who uses needles for their projects, just so I don't run the risk of running out in the middle of a book, because that would really suck. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I'm going to start asking people for comments again. I did that in one video and I did get a comment. So leave a comment down below what you thought, or let me know if you've ever bookbinded before, or if you're interested in bookbinding now that you saw this video. And yeah, I'll see you around. Bye.